Back with another video today, guys. Dana White just announced that Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones is in the work for UFC 276, July 2nd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. As you guys might already know, that is International Fight Week. So, two big things, right? Jon Jones is coming back. Always a big deal. We know that. Always a big deal. You know, most title defenses ever. Longest reigning champion of his division at light heavyweight. But Jon Jones is coming back at heavyweight against Stipe Miocic, arguably one of the greatest heavyweight fighters of all time. Daniel Cormier has even said that, and I would even say that Stipe Miocic is arguably one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, if not the greatest. Jon Jones has been on will be, if he does fight, a 2.5-year layoff, right? And Stipe coming back looking to regain his title contention with Francis Ngannou being out until January 2023. So basically what we have here is we have a title contender fighter moving up to heavyweight to fight the best heavyweight right now at the moment. And I have to, for as much as Jon Jones has done in his career of MMA and the wins he's had, I would have to favor Stipe Miocic in a heavyweight fight between him and Jon Jones because Jon Jones has been out for 2.5 years, and it's one thing if he's been out for that long and he's coming back to light heavyweight, but to come back to heavyweight and perform at a different division after 2.5 years off with ring rust, like that's a very tough task to do for anyone, for any fighter to come back after 2.5 years and move up a weight division. Now, George St. Pierre did come back after 3 years, moved up the weight division, and choked out Michael Bisping at middleweight. But I would need to see some sort of tape on Jon Jones because he looks very big at the minute. Like, he looks like he's pushing 255, 265. And I just don't know how he would fare with that much extra weight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when George St. Pierre went up to 185, that's a 15-pound difference. You don't have to put on that much muscle mass to jump up 15 pounds. But when you're jumping up from 205, talking about you're walking around now 30 pounds heavier, 40 pounds heavier, that plays a huge part in how you're going to fight cardio-wise. Are you going to be as quick? Are you going to be use your range of motion on your kicks and your spinning back kicks and all that stuff? Is that going to be fast enough? Is that going to be good dexterity in the legs? All this stuff has to be answered by Jon Jones in this coming fight. Another thing is, this shakes up the heavyweight contingents right now, right? Because one, we have Francis Ngannou out. Two, Tai Tuivasa is now out of a fight because Tai Tuivasa was planning on fighting Stipe Miocic. So if we do Stipe Miocic versus Jon Jones, Tai Tuivasa is out of a fight. Circle Gain is not fighting anyone. Tom Aspinall just came off a big win at UFC London, another heavyweight. We have a situation here. There's some other going to fight for the interim middleweight or interim heavyweight belt. So obviously the winner of that fight will fight Francis Ngannou. So the question is, what do we do with Tai Tuivasa? What do we do with Circle Gain? What do we do with Tom Aspinall? One of those three fighters have to fight each other. So we could do Tai Tuivasa versus Circle Gain or Tom Aspinall versus Circle Gain. Tom Aspinall did say he called out Tai Tuivasa. So if that's the case, then where's Circle Gain land? Because Circle Gain's arguably the second best heavyweight in the UFC right now. There's no saying that Circle Gain doesn't go out there and destroy Jon Jones as they fought at heavyweight. I know it's a hot take, but I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Things are going to get shaken up now at heavyweight if Jon Jones really is going to sign on that dotted line and come back in July and potentially win. You're looking at some really good and high-level fighters like Tai Tuivasa, Tom Aspinall, and potentially not get their title shots in a timely fashion. So this is just what we're dealing with right now. But it is big news. Jon Jones is a big, big fighter. He deserves respect, regardless of all the stuff that happened in the past and out of the octagon. He still deserves respect as a martial artist, his pedigree of what he's capable of and the work he's put in, the body of work he's put in. But yeah, I would have to go with Stipe Miocic. I just need to see something from Jon Jones because that's a long time off and that's a huge weight jump. And I would just have to put my money on Stipe Miocic if I was a betting man. So that's today's video. I'll be back again tomorrow for another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.